I know you love being called Justine.
Huh?
Why, Justine, girl.
The gentleman in that timeless sweater is Jason Bateman, not Justine. Justine is your sister, correct?
Is it worse getting introduced as Justine or the sweater?
I think the Justine is worse because the sweater was of the time.
Or that
There's
the
nothing
hair
you
is
can do
exactly
about
the
it.
same.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you have a good head of hair. The hair worked out all right. Last time you were here, we talked about that clip when you were on Oprah, and I promised you I would get her for this next time, and I got it.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast, which talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear, and then discuss it over a large sugar plum macchiato. And I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here, as always, by my newspaper hunting roommate? I don't know. Kat Halstead, the author.
Right now, there's a lot of confused people. Like, wait, did Kat move to South Carolina?
She's got her 1997 newspaper classified section, looking for a place to live in the city. She wants to be an actress. She wants to be a star. It'll tie into what we're doing, so just kind of go with it for now.
It's 2001.
Oh, I was thinking of the other show. I'm sorry. Chicago Suns. Anyway, it's still Jason Bateman January here at the podcast. It's the hottest January ever. It might be 30 degrees outside, but it's 100 degrees in our hearts.
It is the greatest month of our lives.
Yes, this is like the holliest of jolliest of months. Jason Bateman January. It should be a thing. People should get school off.
I'm trying to make it a thing. I'm trying to make Jason Bateman January a thing.
I know. I have a call out to his publicist, Nancy. I'm just making her name up.
I'm like, you do not have an actual call out to his publicist.
Oh no, they'd be like shut us down right away. But I don't know. We still got one more week. Maybe we'll get a response, even though none of these episodes have aired yet.
Yeah, I'm like, in the real world, it's still December.
We can always go back and do an addendum. When he finally, when he hears the first episode.
Yeah.
Or, you know what? If we can't reach him, we can contact the guy who played Bert on Hogan's Family. Maybe he'll get us some inside scoops.
He'd probably be like, hey, Jason, check this out on this next set of whatever they're doing together.
Yeah, they're working on a new, I don't know, there's a new movie with Jennifer Aniston, maybe. Have they ever done a movie together? I feel like they have.
Who? Jason Bateman and Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah.
They've done several.
Okay, what's your best one? What's your fave?
I think my favorite's The Switch.
Ooh, you know what? All right, we'll save this for later, but I have a comment on it, because I thought it was something else. So what are we doing today? What are we doing for the third installment of JBJ?
We are doing the short-lived CBS sitcom, Some of My Best Friends. It is another show that I just found on YouTube that I had never seen before, and then I was like, I have to watch it all.
Yeah, I had no idea the show existed. Zero recollection, zero awareness of it. Even back then. I always felt like I had my finger on the pulse when it came to television series, especially in the early 2000s, but I don't know. This one just kind of snuck by. It was... How many weeks was it on? It was only like 8 episodes or something, right?
Let's see. It lasted from February 28th to April 11th, so not very long at all.
So I'm guessing there's some unaired eps that might be lingering around somewhere.
There are 2 unaired episodes.
We decided to do the pilot episode. And there's actually 2 versions of the pilot, and I watched both of them. Did you watch both?
I've only seen the actual pilot, I think. The one that aired, yeah.
On YouTube, the unaired pilot's on there. It's a similar story. There's a different actress who plays one of the mother that's in it, Frankie. There's a different mom that plays Frankie's mom. Some of the scenes are extended upon, so you get a little bit more background. There's a few more jokes, and I actually thought the unaired pilot was a little bit more funnier.
Okay.
The story is similar, and I think some scenes might even be exactly the same. I think they just reshot a few scenes, but we'll get into it. This is a series that was based on a movie, right?
Yes, it was the movie Kiss Me Guido, which I have never seen.
I've never even heard of it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I never heard of it, never seen it.
So I was looking into it. So I guess the guy who did the original movie, it was an independent film, Tony Vitale. I think that's how you say his name.
Yes, Tony Vitale. I actually have a character of one of my books whose last name is Vitale.
Oh, really?
Yes, Blake Vitale in Perfect Imperfections.
Ooh, good to know. You can buy that on Amazon or Goodreads.
Yes, you can.
Smashwords. Did I get them all right?
It's on Amazon.
Oh, just on Amazon. Go with it. All right. Yeah, so Tony Vitale, he kind of based this on an idea that he experienced in like the 80s or early 90s. I don't know exactly when he was growing up, he lived in like Brooklyn or the Bronx or something. And he used to always frequent these clubs, and he would talk about how, you know, it was just like a mixed crowd. It was just like, you know, Italian bros, and then there was gay men there, and they would always like interact in the clubs, and just funny things would always happen. And he just always thought this would be a great idea for a sitcom. I guess he worked in the entertainment industry for somehow. I don't really know what he did. He tried to sell the idea, but no one wanted to do this. Like everyone was like, no, like we're not doing this. And so he's like, fuck it, I'll just do it as a independent film. Shot it on his own, like Kevin Smith Clerk style, and I guess it did okay. I think it won some awards, I don't know, independent awards. I don't know what they are. All of a sudden, Will and Grace became popular. That just, you know, hit the zeitgeist, and he's like, you know, I'm gonna try it out again. So he pitched to CBS. CBS went with it. They kind of retooled the idea a little bit, and I don't know, it was on the air for, what do we say, like 6 weeks?
Yeah.
6 hot weeks, and the winner of 2001. The Old World.
Yeah, the Old World. Way, way Old World. This is like the pre-9/11 world, honey.
It takes place in New York City. And the basic premise is, so Jason Bateman, he plays a gay man whose boyfriend leaves him unexpectedly, like in the night.
Not even in the night. Like, okay, our series opens with Jason Bateman coming home from like job hunting or whatever, because he has recently lost his job at the magazine he worked at, and he's out there trying to get a new writing job. And he comes home, and there's shit missing from the apartment. And, you know, when you walk into your home and shit is missing, you're like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Been there. And he's like, there's the TV's missing. He sees stuff missing, and he's freaking out. He calls the upstairs neighbor. He's like, oh my God, I think we've been robbed. You know, and then he starts like going, he's like, this is missing. The stuff from the guest room is missing. And then he sees on the table as the friend comes down from the fire escape into the window that there's a note from his now ex-boyfriend stating that he's leaving him and he's moved out.
I want to point out in the on-air pilot, the apartment looks a little more disheveled. Like it actually looks like it's been like rustled through and actually robbed.
Okay.
So I wonder if they're like, you know what, this kind of looks like it was robbed. Let's go with something else instead. Yeah, so that's like the basic premise of the show. And then he wants to get a new roommate.
Because he doesn't want to get evicted. He wants to like keep his apartment.
Gets a roommate, and he ends up getting this straight man played by Danny Nucci, who, he reminds me of like an actor I've seen before. And I was like trying to place it, because I'm like, I don't know this guy. I've never seen him in anything else, because I looked on his IMDb, and like I've never seen anything with him on it. But I'm like, he just has that look. Just reminds me of like an old like 90s show or something, like a teen Saturday afternoon thing. I don't know if you got those vibes.
He definitely has the same look as Tommy on Saved by the Bell, the new class.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
But
I don't know, but that's like not what I was thinking. I don't know. It's like my mind just remembers this like random show. It was probably on some like syndicated channel on like Saturday afternoons. It was like a TNBC wannabe show. I don't know.
Wait.
Like 92-ish maybe.
Wait. No. Nobody knows this show. Nobody remembers the show but me. It can't be that.
Is it like he gets into trouble? He gets like arrested. I think he like steals a car or something, and then they send him to this like fancy like boarding school, like in like the Upper West Side. It's like the Gossip Girl neighborhood.
Yeah. No. This show is just like a fever dream in my head. Nobody has ever heard of it.
Do you remember the name of it? Because I was trying to find it. I was looking this up for like an hour last night, and I could not find it.
Was it?
It was like a name, like a person's name.
Hey, hold on. Preston Prep.
Yes. Oh, I was like smitten with that show for like 6 hot weeks.
Wait, you've heard of Preston Prep?
Yeah, it was on like Saturday afternoons at like noon on like WLVI, which like ended up becoming the WB in Boston.
Okay, so no, I swear, I'm like the only person who's ever watched this show.
Whoa.
Nobody remembers it. I bring it up and people are like, Kat, that is not a show. There was never a show like this. Because I remember it like on a Sunday afternoon on like, oh God, whatever Channel 9 was. Or maybe it was WPIX. I don't know. But like, I remember this show, but like this prep, it was like this Saved by the Bell kind of wannabe thing, but like in a boarding school in New York City.
And it got serious sometimes, like real serious. I don't know, like for no reason whatsoever.
And there was like a bad boy character who got brought on. And he was like the kind of like Italian American stereotype Guido kind of boy, like surrounded by all these rich kids.
They tried to do like a fish out of water element, but he just like went across town and went to school in like a different neighborhood.
I cannot believe you actually saw this show.
I can't find, like, I don't know, I couldn't think of the name of it, so I was like trying to Google it hardcore, but I couldn't find anything about it. You want to see my search terms? I was like, bad boy gets kicked out of his house and goes to boarding school.
Patrick, I'm afraid of what those search terms brought up.
We gotta find it. Add it to the list.
Oh my god, yes, somebody else has heard of this show. I've tried to find this show because I need to like prove to myself it was real and not like some fourth grade dream.
I thought it was like, I was thinking USA High at first because I think that was like a similar premise, but no, it wasn't it though, because that was on USA.
Oh yeah.
And that was on for like a couple of years, and that wasn't it. And I was looking at the cast members on it, but I don't know. Add it to the list. Maybe we'll do it in March Madness month or something, where we just do these crazy shows that might might have been real or not. We don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's Frankie, right?
Yeah, that's Frankie.
Who's not that guy, by the way.
Yeah, not the guy.
Not that guy, by the way, because he didn't start acting until like later.
No, this guy is in real life married to Paula Marshall.
He was. They got divorced.
Oh, because it doesn't have him as divorced on here, on Wikipedia. No, she's still married. Even her says she's still married to him.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm sorry. I take it back. Danny Nucci. I think that's his name, right?
Yeah.
I take it back. Sorry, Paula.
I'm sure it's a little awkward that you both made out with Jason Bateman.
I know, I was going to say, I had like a hot theory that because, Jason Bateman and Paula Marshall did Chicago Suns, and then it was like, a few years later and he was doing this show. Maybe she like came by one day to visit the set. She's like, I'm going to go hang out with Jason. Maybe she was in town.
Mm-hmm.
She stopped by and she met Danny Nucci and she was like blown away by him, and they started dating. They went on like a hot date and got coffee maybe right after the shoot. They got a sugar plum macchiato and shared it.
Oh my gosh.
It was Lady in the Tramp style.
Oh my god. Yeah, so Jason Bateman's character Warren puts an ad out in the newspaper because it's 2001, that's what you do, and he lists himself as a GWM.
GWM. I guess it's gay white male, but
yes.
Frankie and his brother or friend or whatever thought it was guy with money.
It's his friend, because I've watched a few episodes of the show. It's like his best friend from like forever in the neighborhood.
And it's Dom DeLuise's son. It's like one of his sons. It's not the one that was on Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh really?
Because I've seen the other, I think it's David DeLuise. He's on Wizards of Waverly Place, and they look the same kind of to me. And I was like, is that the guy that was on, like the dad that was on Wizards of Waverly Place?
Oh, I see it now. In my head, I see it.
So, I don't know, he like moves in, and there's like confusion, and they don't realize, DeLuise guy and Frankie don't realize that Warren is gay. They just think he's like Jewish.
Yeah, because he's got like a Bette Midler poster and Fiddler on the Roof CD, and they're like, "Oh, he's Jewish. Okay, yeah, well, we're good. I could live with the Jewish guy. Like, what's the big problem? Like, this is good. It's a nice apartment. The room is nice,
and shenanigans ensue.
Neighborhood's got like interesting people, so
it's great. But before we get into it, before we dive into that world, do you want to go back in time? I'm going to go back all the way back to Wednesday, February 28th, 2001.
Okay, yeah, we're so deep into that episode already, but yeah, let's go back real quick.
It's all right, because we'll go up beat by beat, because there's things to talk about specifically. All right, so I know I always say it's a wild night of television, but I don't know. This must not be a good year for TV, because I was just kind of like, eh.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, things kick off at 8 o'clock on ABC with The Mole. Remember The Mole?
Is it like The Mole, or is it Celebrity Mole?
This is the first season of The Mole, so it's not Celebrity Mole yet.
Oh.
It's still when like Anderson Cooper was on there.
Okay.
I guess this was contestants had like missions, and one of them was like a saboteur, and I guess they had to like out the saboteur.
Yeah, so like one person is the mole and like will fuck shit up along the way, and like they'll ask like questions about the mission, which is like going on this scavenger hunt or something, like zip lining across something. It'll, and you're gonna try and like figure out who the mole is, and then like whoever has like the lowest score out of their little quiz gets eliminated.
All I know is that Kathy Griffin won the Celebrity Mole season, which was season 3, by the way. Season 3.
Listen, the best thing about the first Celebrity Mole, because there's 2, is Corbin Bernsen and Stephen Baldwin. They are...
Yes.
I still...
Yes.
To this day, nearly 20 years later, need more of them together on my TV.
I don't think it'll ever happen again. Never again.
I know, but like, I need it. I want it, please.
Not in this lifetime. Maybe in the alternate reality.
Like, I need them in a made-for-TV movie where they are, like, doing a Christmas tree lighting contest in their neighborhood and they're trying to outdo each other. Like, that's all I need. They don't even have to appear on screen together, except for maybe, like, 3 times.
Do you know what would be great? If Corbin and Stephen Baldwin did, like, Celebrity House Hunters or something.
Oh my god.
They'll get the house for free if the realtor recognizes them.
I feel like Stephen would not be recognized, but Corbin would.
I don't know. I guess it depends on the age of the realtor. If it's like a young, like 20, early 30s realtor, no way. No way.
Yeah.
But maybe with someone a little bit older, you know, someone that had their finger on pop culture, they might know it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to watch. Or like a Celebrity Wife Swap or whatever that show was. Like, do that too. I don't know if they're married.
Baldwin is married to China Phillips.
Really?
I'm 90% sure that's the right Baldwin brother for her.
I don't know if we've talked about this in a while, but the best episode of Celebrity Wife Swap ever is the Alan Thicke, Gilbert Gottfried episode.
Yes.
It used to be on YouTube, but they took it off. Because I used to watch it like once a month. It was just the greatest hour of television.
God, I miss Alan Thicke so much.
Oh, I love it. We gotta find that episode. We'll do it for Alan Thicke month.
Like, okay, every once in a while, like, the older Hallmark movies will air, like, one of his, and I'm just like, it, like, hurts physically. Because he was just, everywhere.
You know, I was listening to the,
Oh, no, China Phillips is married to Billy Baldwin.
You know what? I never know who's, like, the worst Baldwin. It's hard to say. Like, if you had to rank them all, like, where would they lie? I don't even know. It's, like, impossible math. It's, like, a really hard math problem. Because sometimes I'm, like, Stephen Baldwin, then I'm, like, Danny Baldwin, but then I'm, like, I kind of like him in, Homicide.
Like, but what does Daniel Baldwin even do?
He was in Homicide, wasn't he? Life on the Streets?
I don't know. Like, I know he did, like, a TV movie with Melissa Joan Hart, where the lines got blurry about...
That's an odd pairing, by the way.
I don't think they were, like... I think she was, like, the stepdaughter or something. It's been a while since I've seen it.
But still, I don't know. Like, I just can't picture a rough time in Melissa Joan Hart's career where she's like... They're like, you're going to do a TV movie with Danny Baldwin? And she's like, what? Like, where's my agent? Get my agent on the phone right now.
I'm telling you, it's a thing.
Was it Hallmark?
No, this is like back in the made-for-TV movie of the week.
Wow. Era, like late 90s.
Yeah. Like, he played, like, her stepfather or something, and, it was called Twisted Desire.
You know, I used to love those movies.
It's teen seductress Melissa Joan Hart convinces a love-struck boy to murder her strict parents, Daniel Baldwin and Isabella Hoffman.
You know what? Add it to the list. We'll do it after we do the prep show that we were just talking about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, David Lasher is also in this movie.
Oh, is he like the boyfriend? The shifty-eyed boyfriend?
I don't know. Because there's also, like, an actor named Jeremy Jordan who looks like he could be the right age. I kind of want to say it's, like, David Lasher, though.
Is it the same Jeremy Jordan who did the song that was on the 90210 soundtrack?
Yes.
It's the right kind of love at the right.
Oh my god, yes.
There's an actor named Jeremy Jordan that's on Supergirl, and the very first time I ever watched Supergirl and I saw the name pop on the screen, like, my jaw hit the floor. And then I kept waiting for him to show up. And I'm like, where is he? Like, where's Jeremy Jordan? And then I, like, Googled it.
No. That Jeremy Jordan was in Newsies on Broadway.
Really? But it's not the same Jeremy Jordan, though. It's, like, another guy.
It's not the same Jeremy Jordan.
He's, like, the Dollar Tree version.
Heather, take that one out on Patrick. Not on me. You know I love my Newsies. You know I love my Jeremy Jordan.
Like, the real Jeremy Jordan or the Supergirl one?
The Supergirl one is the one from Newsies.
I still don't even know who he is on Supergirl. Like, which one is he?
I'm gonna send you a picture.
I want to be like... is he the one that plays, like, the Bashville co-worker that works at the, Calista Flockhart's Empire?
Yes.
I'm waiting for the picture.
I had to Google. I don't just have Jeremy Jordan pictures on my phone.
You don't have it as wallpaper?
No, we all know what my wallpaper is.
Dream Man?
Exactly.
By the way, we got a hot message, like a hot guess at who Dream Man was. And let's just say it was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
The answer was wrong.
Who sent in a message with a guess?
Wasn't it your boyfriend who thought Dream Man was Rob Lowe?
Oh, yeah, that. Like, my boyfriend, who I love with all my heart, he likes to call Rob Lowe my boyfriend because, like, I listen to Rob Lowe's podcast. I have his autobiography. If, like, I'm flipping through something and Rob Lowe's on, I'm like, ooh, Rob Lowe, I'm down to watch this. I know I'll be entertained.
You want to get through the rest of the night real quick so we can talk about this fun show? All right.
Hurry, man, hurry.
All right, ABC, 9 o'clock, The Drew Carey Show. We just talked about it last week, so, we're not going to go over it again. ABC 9:30, Spin City. Oh, yeah, baby. Michael J. Fox. At one point, Charlie Sheen. Connie Britton, before she had nice hair.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Bostwick, your boy, Barry Bostwick. Another Dream Man contender.
80s sex icon, Barry Bostwick.
Yeah, oh yeah. Listen to, I forget what episode, but we go into like a huge Barry Bostwick corner.
I don't even remember it. I listened to it like not that long ago.
Hold on. I'm surprised this show is on at 10 o'clock. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? At 10 o'clock?
Okay.
Was it like a special, like, spicy edition?
This is like peak Millionaire, though.
Why was it on this late? I feel like kids would watch this show.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe they had, like Playmates on it or something. Who knows?
Like, even, like, the more recent one with Jimmy Kimmel was actually on at, like, 10 o'clock.
Well, you know what? Maybe, like fifth graders might not want to watch it because the questions are too hard, because I can't even get these questions right.
Like, I'll watch Millionaire and I'll be like, no, you fucking idiot! It's Eleanor Roosevelt! It is not Michelle Obama! What are you on?
You ready for the Tiffany Network, CBS?
Yeah.
Alright. 8 o'clock. Bet. Starring Bette Midler, that, like, short-lived Bette Midler sitcom, which...
Yes.
I didn't know this, but, I guess she hated being on that show.
Really?
Yeah, there is, she was on one of the late night talk shows. I don't remember which one, but it was before the show had been canceled, and she talked about how it was just like the worst experience of her life. She regretted doing the show, and then it was like canceled right after that.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it wasn't that good. I've never seen it.
I've seen like one episode, and it was a Halloween episode.
Lindsay Lohan was in the pilot, but she was recasted very quickly because the pilot was shot in New York City, where the Lohans lived. And then they filmed the show, the rest of the series, in L.A. And I don't know, Dina didn't want to fly out to L.A. every weekend. Yeah,
because that was going to keep Lilo from being a hot mess that she turned out to be.
You know what? Maybe staying in New York was a bad move. Bad move, Dina. All right. CBS 8:30. Some of My Best Friends. We'll be there in a minute.
Yes.
And hold on. I'm excited about the 9 o'clock slot. This is kind of funny. It's a made-for-TV movie. You ready? You sitting down?
I'm sitting down.
Nora Roberts, Sanctuary.
Ooh, okay.
Based on the novel by Nora Roberts, a famous photojournalist who, when stalked by an unknown assailant via the internet, returns to her childhood home on an island off the East Coast to find safety and comfort with her family. While there, she begins to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance 18 years earlier. But soon finds her life in jeopardy when the stalker shows up, and she must fight for her life during a raging hurricane.
Yeah, that sounds about on point for a Nora Roberts.
Starring Melissa Gilbert. This reminded me of a Dallas episode I just watched, by the way, where there's like a twister or something, like a very bad windstorm, and there's like an assailant in the house. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
You ready for the Peacock? You ready for a hot night at the Peacock?
Yeah, what's on the Peacock?
All right, things kick off with Ed. Do you remember Ed?
Yeah, I never liked Ed.
It was like a quirky, like, dramedy, right? It was just like this guy goes back to his hometown.
I just wanted to punch the guy in the face. Like, I still, like, if I see that guy in something, I still want to punch him in the face.
Tom Cavanaugh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on The Flash now, and he really annoys me. I don't know. He does have the most punchable face.
Like, I just want to punch him in the face. Like, the only other person... Okay, I can't say the only other person, but, like, I also, like, that's how I feel about, like, Ashley Williams.
Who's Ashley Williams?
Who was in, like, I know she did some movies with Tom Cavanaugh, so maybe She does like Hallmark movies now, and I'm just like, bitch, I want to punch you in the face. Just like, stop. All your characters are annoying.
We need to have like a cage match, like you and Ashley Williams, pay-per-view, Patreon video. All right, NBC 9 o'clock, The West Wing, which is getting a lot of like love now. It's like coming back like hot.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I'd never watched The West Wing. It was never like something I got into.
It seemed way too grown up for me, by the way. I think I like tried to watch an episode. I think because they had like a 9/11 type episode after 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like I was watching like CNN or something or like MSNBC. I'm like, what's going on? What is this show? I don't know. It had a good cast though. The cast is hot. Your boy's in it, Rob Lowe.
Like the cast is amazing, but the show just never was what college age Kat wanted to watch, and it's not what older Kat wants to watch. And
I feel like this is a show that's for like rich 65-year-old and plus men.
You know who it is? Who it's for? It's for the rich, white, liberal New Yorkers.
Yes.
And liberal LA people.
Yes, they eat this shit up. They just, they're like...
That's who it's for.
There's like a podcast, like a West Wing rewatch podcast. For some reason it always comes up on my recommendations. I'm like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why is this in my recommendations?
Because you do a podcast about TV.
Yeah, probably. You ready for 10 o'clock, NBC 10 o'clock? Take a guess. It's Wednesday night. You have one guess.
Wednesday, it's Law and Order.
You got it. And then you're ready for an all right night at Fox. Ready to see what our boys at Fox are up to?
Wednesday, 2001.
That 70s show.
Okay.
We're probably peak that 70s show right now, right?
Yeah.
This is like the last good season, maybe.
Like, we're in that good era, yeah.
Yeah, we're probably getting like hot guest stars.
Donna hasn't gone blonde yet at this point, I don't think.
Yeah, Eric's still in town. Michael Kelso's still funny. Following that 70s show is a show that I used to watch, but I have a hard time revisiting it. Grounded for Life.
I have watched the entire thing, but like, I have no desire to go and rewatch it.
I just remember being wrapped up in it, and I thought it was funny, and then, I don't know, it hit like Amazon Prime or Hulu or something, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, why did I like this? Like, the main teen was annoying as hell.
Oh, Lily's awful.
The dad, that weird brother that like lived with them. Oh, they're all awful.
He didn't live with them.
Oh, he was just always there, right?
He was just always there.
He's like the Cody of the show. Like, are you sure he didn't live there, or he just like showed up and drank milk?
He was just always there. So was the dad. Like the old dad.
Yeah, the old guy. Yeah, the grandpa. And like the teen daughter would always like run away or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. She was just up to no good. All right. You know what? I would have sent her to boarding school. I would have sent her to Preston Prep.
I still can't believe you actually know about that show.
All right. Following Grounded for Life, probably the worst reality show ever, even worse than Joe Millionaire, Temptation Island.
Oh my god.
Which they tried to bring back like a year ago, right? Or is it still on? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I just remember promised like hot, salacious fun, and you got none of that. Nothing good ever happened. They like always like tease like coming up after the break.
Nothing.
They're like, will Billy be tempted by like Stephanie? And no, but it's like he says no. And...
I never watched Temptation Island.
Actually, hold on. Like a few months before Temptation Island came on, I had a dream one night. I created a fake reality show in my mind, and it was like the same exact premise. And then all of a sudden one day I saw the commercial for it, and I was like, oh my god, that's my show, the show that I made up in my dream. You know what? I'm gonna sue them. Mark Burnett.
Can you dream my Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr. drama into existence?
I've been doing it for years, since we talked about it.
I mean, we get like we get like Cascade commercials with them.
I know, like little like Instagram ads, supported ads. Mm-hmm. Them selling like, I don't know, fabric softener.
I legit saw it on TV. Like, it's like a legit TV commercial.
Oh, okay. You know, I'll keep an eye out for it. Maybe it'll come on my Peacock ads. All right. You ready for a hot night at the WB? This is a good night at the WB.
Yeah, what was on the WB?
All right.
Wednesday night.
Get ready for PaceyCon, because it's Dawson's Creek. Oh, yeah. I think this is the year they graduated high school, right? Because they graduated in 2001, I think.
Yeah.
I remember that for some reason. Maybe... Is Busy Phillips on it this year?
Busy comes when Joey goes to college.
Ah, okay. She's the college years girl. Mm-hmm. All right. We're getting ready for Busy. We're ramping up. Following Dawson's Creek, that weird Amanda Peet and Ivan Sergey show, Jack and Jill.
Okay.
Which we talked about a few weeks ago. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny or drama. It never made any sense to me.
I don't think they ever figured out what it was supposed to be.
No, like they retooled it like every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like tonight on the all-new, new and improved Jack and Jill, we're going to add a fun new quirky character that's going to move into their giant apartment in the city.
Any other channels that you have info for this night, or is that this night in television?
That's this night in television. That's it. And on a scale of 1 out of 5 raging hurricanes, how many raging hurricanes would you give this night of television?
I'm giving it a 2.
Yeah, I'm like kind of like, even when I was putting it together.
I'm watching like 2 things.
I probably watched that 70s show.
I got the VCR going to record Dawson's Creek, and then I got it going to record Law and Order later. That's it.
Yeah, and maybe I watched Jack and Jill by accident because, I didn't feel like getting up and changing the channel. Maybe like the remote fell behind the TV.
Like maybe you got like a couple like a minute or 2 of it on the VHS.
Like, you know what? The remote control fell in between the couch cushions and I couldn't find it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You ready to go to New York City?
Yes.
So we kind of talked about the opening already.
Let's get there.
So as I said, the premise is Warren, played by Jason Bateman, comes home. He gets a Dear Jason letter. We call it a Dear Jason letter for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
He calls up his flamboyantly gay friend that lives upstairs. Vern, is that his name? Or Vinny?
Yes, Vern, who lives upstairs and uses fire escape and windows to get into the apartment.
Warren also has a sister that happens to be like the landlord.
Yeah, she is the building manager.
That's it. Okay.
Like, yes. So she has to collect the rent, and she's like, I don't want to evict you. And he's like, you had a smile when you said that. She's like, yes, just a little.
I feel like Warren hasn't paid rent for like 4 months, and she's like, oh my God. I just want to kick my brother out, but I can't.
Mm-hmm. Mom
will get mad at me. Maybe she wouldn't invite me to Thanksgiving or like make me that famous pie that she makes every year.
Mm-hmm.
She probably like charges extra for the other neighbors.
Well, I'm sure like the boyfriend Terry was paying rent.
Oh yeah, because he was like I don't know. I feel like he had like a suit job. Like maybe he worked at a bank or something.
Yeah,
he's a mortgage man.
He's like working for J.P. Morgan and selling stocks and bonds and whatever.
Yeah, investment management groups.
Wolf of Wall Streeting it.
So boring. Like, it's such a boring job. This whole show, I just kind of want to start off. There's stereotypes flying all over the place in this show.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere. There's Italian stereotypes, there's gay stereotypes, New York City stereotypes, 2000, like, everywhere. I didn't know whether to laugh or just be appalled.
For 2001, it is not as cringy as it is for 2021.
I wouldn't even say it was that cringy. It was just, they were just bad jokes. They weren't even good.
Yeah.
So there's a part in the episode where Vern, did we decide that was the friend's name, Vern?
Yes, Vern.
All right, so Vern and Warren, they think that Frankie and Dom DeLuise's kid, I don't even remember his name, but I feel like it's the most Italian name ever for some reason. They're trying to figure out if they're a couple or not. So they're like, hey, I want to ask you a question. Like, clank, clank goes the...
Clang, clang, clang goes the fire truck.
What is that from?
Maybe in St. Louis? Clang, clang, clang with the trolley. Ding, ding, ding with the bell. It's a Judy Garland song, honey.
I've never seen Meet Me in St. Louis. I'm just going to throw that out there. I've seen The Wizard of Oz. Does that count? All I know is the studio audience went wild for that line, and I just did not know why. I was like, what's going on right now? Like, I tried to look it up, and I didn't even know.
The best friend's name, Frankie's best friend is named Pino.
Is it a nickname? Do we know? Or is it like his real name?
Pino.
Was his mother like a wino?
Pino Palumbo.
I need to know more. I need to know more about this. All right, so...
Yeah, I don't know.
Frankie and Warren, now they're roommates.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so like when Frankie and Pino come by to see the apartment, here's the thing. Neither side sees like the stereotypes in the way that you would normally see it. They don't, like, Frankie and Pino don't see the Bette Midler autograph, the Fiddler on the Roof CD, or any of the like gay stereotypes as being gay. They're like, oh, he's Jewish, whatever, you know? Like, they're not reading it the way most people would, okay? And like when Vern and Warren talk to see Frankie and Pino, they like just automatically assume they're gay. You know, Frankie says, oh yeah, well, every once in a while Pino might stay over, You know, and Warren's like, oh yeah, that's cool, because, you know, boyfriends stay over. And they're like, how long have you guys been, like, together? And the guys say, oh, we, hooked up first time at summer camp or something? So there is a misread this whole time, which is what I think the actual thing is. Like,
and yeah, Vern's like, oh yeah, summer camp, that'll always get you. The joke is that Vern and Warren figure it out. Like, they realize that Frankie is straight.
Well, no, because, okay, Frankie doesn't realize that Warren is gay. Warren shows him a picture of Terry. And, like, at first Frankie's like, dude, she's not very cute. She's not very attractive. He's like, it hits Warren then, and then Warren's like, it's a guy. And Frankie's like, oh, I need a robe.
But, hold on. It's awkward, though, because at this moment, Frankie, I guess, had just gotten out of the shower. So he's, like, wrapped in a towel, no shirt on, and he's just kind of, like, strutting around the apartment. And then as soon as he realizes that Warren is gay, he, like, runs back into his room, and he, like, puts on a robe. And it just kind of got a little weird. And then they get in, like, a mini argument. They get in their first, like, roommate fight. And he's like, well, you know what? Can I have my money back? Because he paid for first and last. And he's like, I'm just going to go live somewhere else. And he's like, no. He's like, I already gave the money to my landlord's sister, Super, or whatever she is. And because, you know, I'm behind rent like 4 months. I thought that was kind of a dick move, though. I was like, whoa, Warren, whoa. Like, make this guy pay for 2 months rent. Because, like, he hasn't even, like, stayed a night, I don't even think.
Well, like, he gave him the money as he moved in. He's like, here's my first and last month's rent. And Warren's like, okay.
Hold on, though. But
and then, like, the whole...
Would you have given the money back, though, at least? I feel like I would have been like, here you go. Like, cut your... Like...
I mean, I would have been like, if this isn't going to work out, like, if I still had it and I hadn't already turned it in.
I mean, all he has to do is just call up his sister. It's not like it's like a...
The thing is, it's not that Warren was, like, holding the money hostage himself. He had given it to his landlord, like, you know, technically he should.
Yeah, but his landlord is his sister, so I feel like it'd be easy to get back.
But generally, your landlord's not your sister.
But I feel like he could have easily gotten the money back. I don't know why.
I mean, he could have if he was like, you know why this isn't working out. I actually, you know what I mean? But
I don't know. I could have seen like a people's court situation popping up.
But like, it's not, in the end, it's really not Warren's say. I'm just saying, like, Warren did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there'd be paperwork involved too, like a sublet kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There would be paperwork. But that's, okay. So I kind of started thinking about this. Like, it's early 2000s. It's 2001, pre 9/11. I think there's always like, oh, I'm renting from this person who was renting from this person, like subletting kind of like scams back then. There probably still are, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't think everything was as tightened up as it is probably today, where there's paperwork, like everybody who lives in the apartment has to sign a lease or something. Like, I know, like, the last few places, like, I've lived that I've rented with people is like, even if, like, my stepmom's the one who's renting the place, anybody who is over 18 has to sign the lease.
I kind of feel like that's a thing that's been around for a lot longer than you think.
No, like...
I don't know. If anyone out there is a property manager from 2001, give us a hot message. Tell us what the Wild Wild West was like.
But, like, no, like, like, I'm saying is, like, if the lease is in, like, my stepmom's name... And she's like, I'm the one who's responsible for all the rent and everything. But if you are over, like, 18 and you live there, like, even if, you know, it was a married couple, I'm just saying, like, if your kid, okay, say you're a family renting and your kid turns 18, they suddenly have to sign a document. Even if they've lived there for, like, all their life.
So you think this is something that came about because of the Patriot Act?
I feel like the paperwork for renting lease agreements is stricter and tighter now than it was in 2001.
I mean, probably, but I still feel like there was paperwork involved in 01.
But we're also talking about a TV show.
That is true. And it's a landlord / brother-sister situation, so I mean, it's like probably a little more loose.
Yeah.
Than, you know, just like the Joe Pesci super type. Guy's knocking on the door like, where's my rent? Yeah. I'll break your ankles. Slumlord type, slumlord millionaire. Mm-hmm. All right. Frankie wants out. But hold on, though. Another thing that throws Warren off is, so like Warren automatically assumes that Frankie is like the stable guy with like a great job. Yeah. And then he finds out that Frankie is an aspiring actor and he left his like suburban hometown to pursue his dreams. And early 2000s New York City.
Yeah. So he like, because he keeps saying like, oh yeah, I had to move out of my parents' house because of my lifestyle.
Yes.
So that's another reason why he's like, they assume he's gay, and it's actually because he wants to be an actor. He does not want to go into the family business, which is a Italian restaurant.
Yeah, inspired by like an Al Pacino movie.
Because when the parents come over, they're like, honey, it'll be Zito's and Son. We'll change the name of the restaurant. Just come home. Get out of here. And they're like, what is going on? So
in the unaired pilot, they're describing the restaurant, and like Warren says something like, that reminds me of this Al Pacino movie. I was like, what movie is that? Like, what movie does Al Pacino run a restaurant?
Frankie and Johnny?
I don't know. We'll have to look at his filmography and figure it out. Yeah, so I just love that Warren is like an out-of-work journalist. Frankie is technically an out-of-work actor. And they live in this giant New York City apartment, TV sitcom apartment, which is enormous.
Yes.
It's just so much room. It's like multiple rooms and wide open spaces, brick walls, posters everywhere. Oh, it's like I need to see these places. Like I need to just find a real place like this. That's not Mariah Carey's apartment.
I wish I could have like one of those like nice big New York City apartments you see on TV. I can't even find a nice big apartment like that in Colorado Springs.
All right, so in the original movie that this show is based on, the Warren character was also an out-of-work actor, and the two of them were competing for the same role.
Oh.
And that was kind of like the drama of the movie. And Frankie ends up getting the role that Warren wanted, and Frankie had to play a gay character. It was like in a play or something. It's like open at night or something. And in the play, he has to kiss his male co-star. Frankie's parents are in the audience, so he was embarrassed to do it in front of his parents because, his parents found out that he was living with the Warren guy, and so they were suspecting that he was gay. And I guess the co-star in the play goes, well, kiss me, Guido. And that was supposed to be why the movie was called that. And then so when they created the TV series, that was going to be the name of the show, and it's actually the name of the pilot.
Yeah.
There was no context to the name of it, so they just changed the name to Some of My Best Friends, which doesn't make sense either.
It doesn't?
Not really.
Some of my best friends are gay.
Oh, I never picked up on that.
What am I?
You know what? Suddenly it makes sense, because I was just like, they're not best friends. Like, they just met.
Oh my goodness. What am I going to do with you, Patrick?
Because I'm like, is it Vern and Warren? I mean, they're best friends, but nobody else is best friends in this. I'm like, maybe Pino and Frankie, but...
Oh my goodness.
Alright, so Frankie's parents end up coming up.
Yes.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before they come. So Frankie decides he's going to move up. So he goes back into his room to pack up all his stuff. And there's a knock at the door. And it's Terry, Warren's ex-boyfriend. I don't know why he's coming by. He just shows up for I guess to say goodbye or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So the ex shows up. Terry shows up to get his raincoat because he left it behind.
His raincoat.
Fuck you, Terry. Fuck you.
Ugh.
Fuck anybody who pulls this shit and it's just trashy. Trashy. This is the trashiest way to break up with people. This is worse than a fucking Post-it note. And Post-it note is fucking trashy, Burger.
Did that happen to you?
No, the Post-it note's from Sex and the City.
Ah, I'm sorry. Okay. And so anyway, so Terry shows up. Vern is over. So Vern and Warren are just kind of, all of a sudden, they're like, you know what? Let's bring up the hot guy that's in the other bedroom. It's Warren's new BF. And Terry's like, yeah, right. I don't believe this. Warren just has to go along with it. So he runs in, tells Frankie, he's like, hey, you know what? You want to be an actor? He's like, I got a job for you. You just got to pretend to be my boyfriend for 5 minutes. And Frankie's like, oh, no, I'm not doing this. He's like, I'm out of here. Warren comes out. He feels defeated. But Frankie has a change of mind, so he comes out. And he's like, hey, girls.
Okay, well, Warren goes in and goes, hey, I have an acting job for you. You need to pretend to be my boyfriend in front of my ex-boyfriend. And I'll give you back your money.
That's it. Okay, yeah.
And he comes out and he is like, hey, girlfriends. And Vern is like, butch it up. He's like, hey. And Terry is shook. Because Warren got this hot Italian stud
Beefcake. He got a beefcake.
Like, you could grate cheese off those abs kind of stud. Ooh. And you know Terry ain't getting anybody like that. Terry's gonna get some other, like, JP Morgan loser.
Yeah, I like that it's only been, like, a couple of hours. Like, this whole, like, thing is gone.
It's been, like, a couple days. Like,
oh, has it? Okay.
dude, you gotta at least, it's gotta be a couple days, because you gotta call in, pay for the ad in the newspaper. It's
got to print?
Yes, it's gotta go to print. He's gotta buy it and actually, like, go around. And then he's gotta, like, actually go pack his crap up at home and bring...
It seemed like it's been in, like, a couple hours. I don't know. Maybe the context of the show.
It's been a couple days.
Well, I feel like the characters wear the same clothes throughout this whole episode, so it's a little confusing.
I feel like their style is just very basic.
Yeah, it's like Simpson characters. They just wear the same clothes all the time, but they're different clothes.
Practically.
Frankie is pretending to be Warren's boyfriend, and at that very moment, Frankie's parents decide to show up. So now it's like a Three's Company situation where they gotta create this like balancing act, this whole shenanigans. Frankie's parents are like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew all these years that you were gay, Frankie. It's all your daddy's fault. It's all your daddy's fault.
Well, like, and then they do the clang clang thing again, because they're like, oh, but no, I can prove to you he's not. And they're like, clang clang clang, and the dad goes, clang 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 with the trolley.
Oh yeah.
And Ward's like, oh.
So then Terry leaves. Because he's like, I'm just gonna let this whole like family dynamic thing just happen. I'm out of here.
He's like, I don't know what's happening.
He bounces, and then everything kind of comes out. They all just kind of smooth things over. The parents leave, I think. Mm-hmm. And then Warren's like, you know what? He's like, you did a great job. You did such a great job, Frankie's like, yeah, I know. He's like, maybe I like this whole situation. So he ends up deciding to stay.
Yes.
And they get 8 more fabulous weeks together.
Not even 8. They get 5. They get 5 weeks together.
5 fabulous weeks.
Because...
until they get canceled.
Yeah, they get like 5 weeks together.
And replaced by reruns of Everybody Loves Raymond, probably. Or King of Queens, one of those two.
Probably. Because the next episode, Frankie attempts to hide his gay roommate when his buddies come over to watch the fight.
Oh.
And then we get one where Warren and Frankie decide to share custody of Frankie's girlfriend. One of those things where, like, Warren does, like, certain things with her, and then Frankie does other things with her, and it's like, Warren gets, like, the best gal pal, and Frankie's got a girlfriend that he doesn't have to go shopping with.
These early 2000s scenarios they put these characters in are probably just...
Wait till you hear episode 4. It's called A Brief Encounter.
Oh, no. Does Frankie come out in, like, his, like, tighty whities or something?
Oh, hold on. Numerous misunderstandings ensue when Frankie's once worn silk boxers go missing.
Oh, we forgot to mention that Mark Carey is one of the like producers on the show.
Yes, he's one of those.
So I don't know. Maybe that's where they got all the flamboyant storylines from. Maybe like he had the tie-in. Maybe he had like the know of this world.
Yeah.
All right. Any more fun episode synopsises that you have? Do you have like a...
I got one. Well, one more that actually aired.
Okay.
Shaggy Dog Story.
Do they get a dog?
Frankie and Warren take in a stray dog. Meanwhile, Meryl finally agrees to a date with Pino.
Meryl is the sister?
The sister, yeah. And Pino, he's been, like, hounding her for, like...
4 episodes.
The second episode on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the sister was supposed to be, like, a main character, because she's only in, like, 30 seconds of the pilot episode. It's like, I kind of got, like, character being written out vibes from her.
Yeah, she, doesn't seem to really be that involved in... anything. Like, she's there. I feel like she's there because they felt like they needed a female character.
Alright, had the show made it past the first season, we would have got a major retool for season 2. Like, it would have just, like, revamped it completely. We probably would have lost Pino. Let's be real, he's not memorable.
No, Pino probably would have been like, I met a girl, I had knocked up a girl, I gotta move to Jersey.
Yeah, he goes over, crosses the bridge, and he's never heard from again.
Exactly.
Or, like, you know what, they sent him out to get some, like, they sent him out to buy beer for the fight. He never comes back, we never hear from him again, no one ever brings him up again.
You know what, he'd be like, Selby, on Mad About You. You just never hear from him again.
Yeah, and then we would have got like a new friend.
And like 5 seasons in, like towards like the series finale, they're like, "Oh, hey, remember that dude you used to hang out with, Pino?"
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, Pino."
We probably would have gotten a new friend. I don't know. David Spade probably would have played him. I don't know what he was up to.
We would have gotten a female love interest for Frankie.
Yeah.
And a male love interest for Warren.
I don't know. Jack and Karen were probably big on Will and Grace, so we probably would have got like a fun, like pill popping lady friend for Vern. I really feel like they would have tried that.
I kind of do. I feel like Vern would have possibly been written out as well. He could go either way. It depends on which direction. You know what I mean?
I mean, he was an enjoyable character. I did enjoy Vern, but I feel like 8 episodes in, I would have been like, you know what, I'm over him already.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's bring in someone new. And we do it like a new upstairs neighbor.
Yeah, like Vern gets a job in Chicago.
You know what?
And that's when, like, the love interest for Frankie moves in upstairs.
Oh, yeah. I can see it. I get, let's Dreamcast.
Okay, it's early 2000s, like Elisa Rinna, Vanessa Marcil, kind of. Like someone coming off a soap.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of, that's just, Susan Ward.
Oh.
Would have been like Frankie's.
Yeah, Sunset Beach's Susan Ward, who is, I don't know, just finished Shallow Hell maybe at this time.
Mm-hmm.
But then who would have played like a love interest for Warren, though? Who's the guy that was on 90210 who played Matt? Like Kelly's like new Brandon?
Daniel Cosgrove.
I could see him doing it. Or you know, for some weird reason, like Sean William Scott. I don't know why. Just like throw him out there.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Like they decided to go like off the wall. Yeah, Stifler. Stifler comes to town. Like gay Stifler.
He would be the guy who works at the coffee shop in one episode where Frankie and Warren go to get coffee.
On a scale out of 1 out of 5 Bette Midler posters. How many Bette Midler posters would you give this episode of Some of My Best Friends?
It's an acceptable pilot. I did end up watching quite a few. Like, I watched probably 3 more of the 4 available episodes.
Really?
Yeah. I watched the one with the fight. I watched the one with the dog. And I think there was another one. I didn't see the boxer one.
I'm going to give it a 3.
I watched part of Blah, Blah, Blah. The one with the girlfriend, the shared girlfriend.
I watched both pilots, both versions of the pilot, and I have no desire to watch the show ever again. Like any other episode. I was over it. I was like, you know what? It's not great. It's no Chicago Suns. Like I was kind of like invested in the characters in Chicago Suns a little bit more than this one.
Yeah.
And I just thought, as I said, it was just too like stereotypy for me. Just not exciting. There was a couple of funny jokes, but nothing stood out. Nothing great. The Warren character, like I love Jason Bateman, but like his character is not that exceptional in this.
Not a strong character for him. This is not. There are other characters that are just much better. For him.
Like forgettable. This is just a completely forgettable show.
Mm-hmm.
If you asked me a year from now, what was the name of that Jason Bateman show that we did for Jason Bateman January episode 3? I'm gonna be like, I don't remember. Like I don't know where. .gif.
It's like I don't know what you're talking about, Kyle.
It was still enjoyable to watch. Like I didn't hate watching it. I just didn't really care for it that much. Don't want to spend more time in this world. Like I'm glad it got canceled.
Oh, I totally see why it got canceled. First of all, it's not the kind of sitcom that does well on CBS.
No, this is way beyond CBS's.
This is like if this had been on NBC, I could have seen it like having a longer life.
Maybe, yeah.
But this is like it's the wrong kind of show for CBS, and where CBS was at that point too. It doesn't. I feel like they thought, oh hey, we got Jason Bateman. It's gonna do well enough.
Yeah, Will and Grace is a hot hit right now. Like, because I think we're like peak Will and Grace right now, right?
Yeah, Will and Grace is pretty popular at this point.
So I think CBS wanted that piece of the pie, the piece of the Will and Grace pie, so they had their own little weird version. All I know is I had a whole page of notes of critics' reviews of this show from 2001. I lost all that data, but they just raked this show through the coals. They just dragged it. Some of these quotes were just hilarious to read, but I accidentally like lost the file that I had saved on Google Drive, so you don't get to hear it. Maybe we'll add it to the show notes.
Okay, good to know.
We'll see what like Ken Tucker thinks of it, or whatever his name is from EW. I think that he was one of the guys who raked it through the coals. All right.
Yes.
Obviously, the show was canceled, and not too much longer after this, Jason Bateman went on to be in Arrested Development, which kind of like revitalized his career.
Yes. When he went in for Arrested Development, like one of the guys pulled him aside and was like, "Hey, you're reading for like such and such role tomorrow, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I am." He's like, "Don't go read for that." He's like, "Why?" He's like, "'Cause I know they're gonna want you for that, and I want you for this." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "I'm working on that show too, but I want you for this show."
Wow.
Yeah.
So we might not have gotten Arrested Development, Jason Bateman on there?
I mean, if he hadn't listened to that guy, he would have gone to read for the other show, and he might have gotten the other show.
Ooh, yeah. And I mean, who knows? That other show could have been just as good. Do we know what the other show was?
No, I don't. He can't remember. I saw it in, like, some video interview I watched with him recently, because, you know, I've been, like, watching, like, all this Jason Bateman stuff, like, shows up on my YouTube now.
Oh, I know, because we watched George and Leo,
yeah,
Chicago Sons, and this show, so I'm getting all these, like, weird, every time I go on YouTube, it's, like, 1998 interview with Jason Bateman on, I don't know, like Jay Leno or something.
Yeah, like I had an Oprah interview come up from like the 80s.
I love it.
Like he's got like the 80s sweater on. It's just...
Was it like final season of Hogan's Family?
This is like maybe around Teen Wolf 2 era.
Okay, alright, yeah. Alright, I see it.
But if you think about it, like Jason Bateman was like popular in the late 80s. Like it's right as... You know, Michael J. Fox had moved on to movies. Jason Bateman was still there as the teen idol on TV.
Yeah, he had like a great run. Like he had an amazing...
Yeah, he had a great run. Then he hits this like slower period that we're in right now with like Some of My Best Friends.
Yeah, we're in his doldrums.
And then he hits Arrested Development. That takes him back up. And then he hits the movies, which is where we're going next.
We're going to see what's going on in the world of cinema for Jason Bateman. And what are we doing? We are doing,
actually, we talked about it earlier, my favorite Jason Bateman movie, The Switch, which also stars my girl, Jennifer Aniston.
I thought this was the movie with Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds, where they, like, switch places.
I don't know what that is.
I think it's called The Change-Up. They piss in a wishing well together, and they say, like, I wish I had your life, and they switch bodies.
Oh.
You've never seen that?
No.
Oh, it's wild. They're like brothers, I think.
Oh.
And Jason Bateman's like the successful one, and Ryan Reynolds is like the screw-up.
Okay.
They go to like a wishing well, and they like piss in it, and they like make a weird wish. It's like big, and it actually happens. And they wake up the next day, and like Ryan Reynolds is Jason Bateman, and he's like, why am I in bed with my brother's wife? And it's wild.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can't believe it. That's what I thought we were doing.
No.
And then you're like, Jennifer Aniston's in it. I'm like, she's in it? What? Like, they had 3 stars in this movie?
Okay, hold on. I'm doing some quick math right now. Jennifer Aniston and Jason Bateman have done at least 5 movies together.
Wow. What are the movies? Because I can't even think of them, to be honest with you.
The Breakup.
Okay, yep.
The Switch.
Yep.
Horrible Bosses.
Oh, Horrible Bosses. I forgot about that.
Office Christmas Party.
Oh.
And Horrible Bosses 2.
Are you ready for the hot cast of The Change-Up? 2011 is The Change-Up?
Yes.
It's Jason Bateman, Ryan Reynolds, Olivia Wilde.
Okay.
And, like, the go-to movie wife, Leslie Mann.
Okay.
I think Leslie Mann is Jason Bateman's wife, and I think Olivia Wilde's, like, the wild card girlfriend of Ryan Reynolds. Not even like a girlfriend, like a...
Oh, no. She's Jason Bateman's attractive assistant.
Oh, yes. And I think she has a thing for Ryan Reynolds' character. And then Jason Bateman becomes Ryan Reynolds, and they become, like, intermingled somehow. It's wild.
I'm going to have to try and find this movie later and watch it, because it just sounds insane.
It's actually not a bad movie. I'm not going to lie.
Holy crap. No way. Is this the name I think... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Do you know who is in this movie? Dax Griffin, a.k.a. Tim Truman from Sunset Beach.
Yes, I forgot about that. I remember him in there.
That was like the weirdest fangirl ever.
He's just like a bro type character. He's not even in it for like more than a few.
He's listed as blow-dried goo.
Yeah.
But I saw the name and I was like, is that who I think it is?
Alan Arkin's in it too.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Actually, they're not brothers. They're best friends. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
But they're like 2 complete, like, I guess they were like childhood friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Jason Bateman went to college and he became like a businessman, and then Ryan Reynolds just became like a party boy. So they kind of like they still know each other, but they don't.
Like, this is probably the first time they've hung out in like 15 years, kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. And they get like drunk one night. I don't know. They're at a wishing well and they just piss in it together. And I don't know. They switch bodies.
Alrighty.
All right. Any last minute thoughts on Jason Bateman's sitcom career? Anything? Any other shining stars that you want to mention before we go into the movies?
I am ready. I think the world is ready for another Jason Bateman sitcom. Like, where he's the dad, he's got the family, he's trying to, like, figure it out. Like, hey, let's do a Hogan family revival where David is now a father trying to raise his kids. You know, Josh Taylor can pop in, like, once an episode for like 3 lines and bounce.
Yeah, he's flying. He's still a pilot.
Sandy Duncan can show up via phone call. Mr. Poole can be on the phone. Is Willard Scott still alive, or is he no longer with us?
I have no idea. I feel like he was born in the 30s, so probably not.
But like, you know, like maybe like the brother, like, or his character like moves in to help like the brothers with their kid or something.
Yeah, Willie, is that one of the kids' name? I think Willie and Dustin. I don't remember.
Willie and Mark.
Yeah, who are twins, but they look different ages.
They're twins, but they are not identical.
I mean, one actor developed faster than the other one, so they were like different heights, and it was weird.
One definitely developed much faster than the other.
Yeah, it was weird to me. Like, I remember growing up, I was always confused. I'm like, I thought they were twins, but like one's like 8 feet tall, the other one's like 4 feet tall, and the child still. The other one's like a man.
Right?
Is Ozark still on? Is that still a thing?
By the time this airs, it might have its final season released. I think that's coming up.
Okay.
I think that's what Bateman's been promoting recently, like with SNL.
Oh, yeah. I was confused because Jason Bateman was on SNL in like December, and I'm like, what's he doing? Like, why is he on it? Like, does he have a movie coming out? Like, what's happening? Why is he here?
I think I just saw something earlier today about like Ozark is in its coming in its final season or something.
Yeah.
You get one last season though, just to wrap it up, so people don't like boycott us again.
Yeah, I would like a good Jason Bateman sitcom. Maybe like I don't know, like a Peacock original or something. One you have to pay for, ones with ads, and I don't know, just kind of fun.
Dude, you just upgrade to like the next level where you get the ads.
You know, there's nothing on there that like really is drawing me to it. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I got to watch my AP Bio season. I'm good. I watched the Saved by the Bell season, and it was trash.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me. I mean, I watched the first episode, and I was like, it's all right, but I don't like nothing like pulled me in to watch more. I was like, yeah.
No, it gets worse. Like, it's very much in the tone of if you are a member of the Zach Morris is Trash Club, follow that line of thinking where Zach like was always an asshole, never had a heart of gold or anything.
I mean, he was. Let's be real.
But he never he did good stuff. Or like Kelly was just some dumb idiot who wasn't going to be a doctor. Yeah, this show just pissed me off. It pissed me off, and I just spent the whole time trying to figure out why Elizabeth Berkley was carrying a folder around. Was she trying to hide a pregnancy or something? I don't know. It was really awkward.
Yeah, I feel like Jesse Spanner would have left Bayside.
And her boobs were like always like in her face. I was like, I don't need to see Elizabeth Berkley's boobs.
I know, like they were just all over the place. It was just really distracting. I was like,
yeah.
Hello, I've seen him before. We don't need to see him anymore. Yeah, I feel like Jesse Spanner would have left town. Left Bayside.
Yeah.
Like 1994, never to be heard from again. Never again.
She would not have married the loser they had her marry in this, who like would just run off to like retreats and not like talk to his kid, and her kid was a moron, and there's no way Jessie would have an idiot for a child.
No, she would have pushed that kid hard. She would have sent him, like, got a tutor.
Exactly. Like, Jessie, that kid would have been, like, chowing down the caffeine pills behind Jessie's back. Like, the only, like, character who wasn't, like, completely, like, wrong was Slater.
Yeah, and I kind of felt bad for him.
Yeah, you feel bad for Slater because he's just, you know, nothing. He never found a woman because he's still in love with Jessie.
Yeah, and I don't know, he never left town. Like, these people never left town. They just
like
go somewhere. There's a whole world out there. At least Screech got out, right? At least Screech left.
Yeah, Screech is on the International Space Station with Kevin the Robot. Lisa's in France.
Yeah, she's like a fashion mogul, right?
At least Lisa video called in.
Oh, yeah. Would you do like a video chat, like a Skype call in or something?
During like homecoming.
All right. That's it. That's all I got. You know, we're bouncing. Or Bonson. Where can you follow our Wild Adventures, Cat, also the author? Where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook at A Very Special Podcast. You can find us on pretty much any streaming app possible. iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, whatever you use to listen to podcasts. You will find A Very Special Podcast. You have found us, so subscribe. We do have a Patreon, as Patrick mentioned, which has bonus content and a bunch of different tiers, so you get to decide how much of us you want.
And as always, girl, as always,
bye!
Watch the skies for, I don't know, Vern coming down the fire escape and breaking into Warren's apartment again?
Pretty much.